What's up, riders? It's a Llano rider here. So this will be part 2 of last Sunday, February 15th, 2026 ride, where Garrett and Daniel and I are taking a little ride, and Daniel's taking the lead. So we leave Wheeler and we go north on US 83 towards Canadian. Now we don't quite get to Canadian. We exit off of US 83 and take US 60 going into Miami, and then on into Pampa. And that's kind of where I stopped the recording, because if you'll remember from part 1, after Pampa, we jumped off of US 86 headed to Mobeetie. So, yeah, the one thing I do want to mention is I didn't realize my mic had died when leaving Wheeler. So a lot of this video will be me commentating after the fact. The sound you do hear will be from my camera. Yeah, it was a good ride, and let's check it out. So as I said, left that gas station and jumped on US 83 north, heading out of Wheeler. We were trying to find a little, one of the locals told us it was a good place to stop and eat our sandwiches we got from the store on our way out of Wheeler, but we could not find it, so we decided to head on down the road and see what we could find there. Now, we did find a Texas history marker you'll see here in just a minute, and that was quite interesting. I did not realize that Custer and the 7th Cavalry had made it this far down towards the Sweetwater. I knew the 9th and the 10th U.S. Cavalry regiments, also known as the Buffalo Soldiers, patrolled the Panhandle and were stationed at Fort Elliott, which was a little east of Mobeetie. I'll try to make that trip. There's not much of a fort there anymore, from my understanding, but I'm interested, and I sure would like to share that with you. So, anyways, hopefully that was enough time to kind of read that history marker. Okay, so here's us jumping off of US 83 and going on to US 60. You have to make a couple of stops, but when we hit this stop sign here, we'll make a left onto US 60. Now this is a great view. This is one of my favorite rides up here, and so I'll turn on some music here in just a second, and we'll enjoy it. We did pull off in a little rest area and had us a little smoke break. Enjoyed a cigar, and then we got back on the road and started heading to Miami. We'll pick you guys up in Miami. Okay, we're pulling into Miami. Now, Miami is spelt like Miami, but from what I've been told, the Indian pronunciation is Miami, which means sweetheart. There's actually a Quanah Parker arrow there to the left. I've never been to that one. I need to go in there. You kind of loop around to the park to get there, so I haven't done that. Miami's a cool little town. Very small. I think population is like 560, something like that. They do have a pretty neat kind of plains museum there right now to the left as we're pulling into downtown Miami. Miami's fairly small, like I said. So we'll be out of it in just a minute, and we'll go back to the motorcycles. Now, I will say, after Miami, we will pull back up on the Llano Estacado, shown by this map right there in blue. Really beautiful, so I don't do too much chopping on this video. So let's just enjoy some music and enjoy the ride and see. So there on the left is Texas 152, where we exited US 60 in part 1, headed towards Mobeetie. So we really kind of been down this road here already. As we go into Pampa, in fact, there on the right, you'll see the armory that I talked about some in part 1. So yeah, no sense in showing you everything you've already seen coming from the opposite direction, especially when you're on top of the Llano Estacado, because it's all about the same, flat, big skies. So anyways, I say let's wrap this video up. Okay, guys, that was part 2 of last Sunday's ride. Man, it was a really good ride. I love that area. US 60, north of Wheeler, going into Canadian. I mean, actually going into Canadian, that's a great ride too. I'll get up sometime. That US 60 through into Miami, and then right after Miami and getting back up on the Llano Estacado, man, it's just beautiful. Really, in my opinion, the camera doesn't do it justice, but let's go ahead and rate this ride.
Brother.
Okay, we're going to go to 4 out of 5 brothers, same as part 1. And it's for those areas, right? US 60, getting up on the Llano Estacado, because honestly, after Pampa, you're on the Llano and it is flat. And although, I mean, it holds its own beauty, right? I mean, those big sky views, but it's a lot of big skies views for a long time. So, but that US 60, man, that is a great road between Pampa to Canadian, and we'll do it again sometime, and we'll get into Canadian. There's some really cool stuff in Canadian. So, and we'll get to Mobeetie and actually Fort Elliott as well. I want to do those sometime. So that'll probably be a solo ride for me sometime. But anyways, guys, do me a favor. If you have any comments, any constructive criticism on my videos, what I could do to improve, or if I'm doing it good, you know, one thing I want to do is I want to shorten up my intro a little bit. I think it's a hair too long, but I'm trying to get some good B footage for that, especially waiting to get the camper going and get some camping photos of that. So that will come. That'll help shorten my videos as well with a shorter intro. And yeah, anyways, just looking to improve. So if you have any suggestions, let me know. Still working out the mic stuff a little bit, but I'll get it all figured out. Guys, as always, I appreciate you watching. If you'll give me that thumbs up and hit subscribe, and go ahead and hit that bell so you'll know when I put new content up. Also, check me out on Facebook, the Llano, L-L-A-N-O rider. I put up content from time to time there, and I do post my videos up, so it's another good way to know when I have posted a new video on YouTube. So anyways, guys, as always, I appreciate you watching, and until the next video, I hope to see you out there on the road, and ride safe.